Morning folks, it's the Sunday morning after the previous video. That's right, we got it right. I've got that light on in there. It is morning, it is about 10:30. And what I've done, I'm just sorting out some brakes because the paint is actually coming today, and I'm just choosing the best calipers. Temporarily, mate, I've given up on this one. There's nothing wrong with it, it's just that the blanking plug is stuck in for the moment. I've got to sharpen my chiselage and give it another go, but this was one of the calipers that was already attached to the stainless lines. They just need a clean up. There's nothing wrong with them, can't get my words out. So that's in the small storage area. But I did notice one of the other Christ, English is your first language, man. One of the other calipers, the spare set if you wish, is pretty good. It's already stripped down, it's pretty damn clean. In fact, it is clean, really. But I'm just preparing the old brushes, little abrasive brushes, abrasive cleany brushes for the Dremel there, and I'm going to give it a once over, get the light corrosion off it, because the I'm sure I've already said the paint is supposed to be coming today. So when we get to fucking dry 5 minutes outside, which is probably not going to happen next week, I think it's drizzling all week, but we will give it a little spritz. We'll put a little sacrificial bolt in the banjo and a little sacrificial bleed nipple, because we have spares of those. Basically what you can do is actually just use a washer. You can just use a little dab of silicone or even grease will hold that washer in place, because the paint won't blow it away. Or you can cut a tiny little circle of tape, because you don't want paint on a sealing surface, especially not with brake fluid about, because it will creep past it eventually. So I think that's about it. Anyway, the clips are out. I'm already sort of started to clean the back one up. I've got to give it a rub down and a wash and all that shit. And the clips out of it, the old anti-rattle shim. Now, if you're ever stuck which way around these shimages go, I will give you a clue. Obviously this still needs final cleaning. Let's just sit me arse down. Right, there we go, lovely. Oh, well, it's better for me. If you ever these clips ever fall out and you wonder which way around they go, there is a clue. On these style of calipers, and indeed these, only the pad which is against the piston moves. The back pad doesn't move, and if you can see on the clip, there are little retaining ears on that bit. So that bit goes towards the non-moving pad because it holds it in place. There's a little tip for you. Yes, coffee. Yeah, do fan heater. So that's what I'm fanning around with today. Just cleaning stuff up, ready for rebuildage. And these parts will get a little whizzy on the whiz wheel. The pins actually, the pins have come out of that. No, wrong one, Jim. That caliper. And they came out okay. A little bit of resistance through the crap at the start of the threads, but they've come out okay. They actually look okay. And these marks on them, if I can actually run my thumb over them, I can't feel them, which means there's no flat spots and they can be reused. They don't look that old. So yes, so I shall be proceeding with that. Nice. Oh yes, and this video will probably be shot over several days, weather depending and parts. Well, we've got the parts. But the idea is when I've cleaned these calipers up, we'll warm them up with the old blowgun, with the old portable fire, and just get them warm and get a coat of paint on them and see how they look. Nice. Oh, yes, it's raining. I don't know what it's been doing where you live, but it's rained here all week. I think we've had one sort of dry day, and I've been on a motorcycle for 3 days this week, doing 250 kilometres at a go. Oh, I think the lens is dirty. Let me just sort you out. There you go. Yeah, I do like to rub off my audience in a weekend. That's probably it. There you go. See, you don't get that in Martin Scorsese film, do you? Anyway, carrying on. This is Project Charlie, and today what I'm going to attempt to do is I'm going to whip the hub off and just make sure that the eccentric camage is free to move. Now there's an easy way to check, and that is to, oh my god, he's got to sit its fat ass down. I'm going to have to close these doors because we're getting a bit of wetness in, so let's do that first. Yes, lovely. This latch does absolutely nothing but stop it from blowing open. Right, we're going to have to do this one as well. Yes, Uncle Barnyard is in his shed. He's making a train set. Why not? A man's got to have a hobby. I prefer strenuous masturbation. Anyway, oh yes, I've got a caliper there that's ready to have a bit of a psst, like a socially distant respray. Right, I'm going to sit my bottom down right next to the heater. Actually, if I point the heater that way, it will dry the floor out a little bit. Yes, there is an easy way to check, and I bet you for the life of me I can't do it with undo them with the spanner. Are they 12s? Or are they 14s? I think the tops. Or there could be 14s actually. Anyway, I hope you can see. GoPro's normally pretty good in low lighting, but you can see here 2 pinch bolts, and you can see that's the adjusting hole for the eccentric cam. It has several holes cast into it, and then to adjust the chain you undo the pinchy bolts. I'm not sure whether you had to slacken the torque arm as well. I'm not sure. I'll have to read up on it. But ow! I just hit me fingers. And then you put a peg in there and you adjust it backwards and forwards. And I can hear Uncle Barnyard. Anyway, that's what I'm going to be getting on with. So I'm going to get the kit I need, because I need a big tool in my hand to get that undone. And it's a peened over jobby. So we're going to unpeen it and then undo that, take that out, and then the axle with the disc and what have you should come out. Well, it will do when we remove this hanger. So that bolt's got to come out, and then there's 2 caliper hanger bolts. There's the other one, and that's got to come off so the disc can come away. So I'll get set up, and I have a beverage, yes, in my Star Wars mug, and when it's hot the lightsabers expand, but unfortunately I've let it sit for about 10 minutes, but it doesn't bother me. I can drink stone cold coffee, it doesn't bother me at all. I know it grosses a lot of you out, but yes, that's what we're going to crack on with. So stop waffling, Jim, turn the camera off, get some heat on, stop playing with your penis, and get on with this. Well, I've just given everything a little quick spritz with plus gas, just to get in there, because obviously we're going to be degreasing everything, so don't be worrying about it. And I think I might just move you, because you're always in the fucking way. Sorry, I mean you delicious viewers are with me all the way, right? Because what we're going to be bloody well doing is going for 2 bolts there, and I'm doing that with an Allen key, and because we're going to remove the torque arm, or at least get it out of the way. We're going to undo the caliper bracket bolts as said before, and then that will give the disc roomage to movage. Now these are 12mm, and we're not going to fuck around today, because are we ready? We're going to put the big boy on it just to crack the bolts. Here we go. Yeah, that's big enough. Remember, chaps, with a big tool in your hands, you can accomplish a lot of things. Now, these are 12mm. Nice. Not too tight. Nice. Just get them started, because if I try and back this bolt out, it's going to probably get trapped against the sprocket head. So I just want to undo them, and then I'll probably get the electron ratchet on it afterwards. Come on, Jim, get a grip of your nuts. Bolts, technically. Right, that is undoing nicely. And I think they're 14. We may as well try and crack them while we're here. Put the 14 on, because obviously that helps. And the bolts under, I know you probably can't see them, but the pinch bolts under here, they should start to go. Ooh, that's not. I wonder if that's a 12 as well, because I can't remember. No, it's not a 12, and it's not a 14. I wonder if... Ah, I've just spotted something. Ha ha, yes. Jim, I'm going to take you out of the cradle. Right, I've just spotted something. Let me put the torch on the telephonic communications device, just in case the GoPro's not picking this up. Right, I'm going to show you something. Do you notice something about those two bolts? Yeah, the right hand one doesn't look like the standard Honda one, which is it's got the shoulder in it like that one has. Yeah, let's see, I might have one of those in my spares pile. Anyway, telephonic communications device now being removed. See, I don't know how much the GoPro picks up, because obviously I don't check any of this until literally I am editing it, and by which time I've normally done the job, and it's too late to change anything anyway. Right, so let's put you back in the stand of gland. Nice. Let's just move you back. I've got no idea what you can see. My foot is actually under it. Levels of editing on these videos, Jim, absolutely cock-bollock on. Right, where's my 12? Because I know they are 12. Let's get the electron ratcheting device, because I'm a lazy bastard. And did I remember to charge the battery? Probably. Right, let's get these out. Or at least get them started enough. Loud noises! Oh, you've gone and fucked yourself there, haven't you? Oh, you stupid man. You knew this was going to happen, but you did it. Yes, well, we can get out of that, look. No, you can't, because you can't screw it. Oh, you really have fucked yourself, haven't you? No, I can do it. I can do it. I can do this. I really can do it. I hope this is providing some comedy for some of you. There you go. Fucking idiot. Well, look, listen, if you wanted professionalism, you know full well not to tune into me, basically. This one should be okay. Ooh, a bit of corrosion. Can we get a bit more? Yes, we can. Right. I don't know whether that's corrosion or it's had a bit of Loctite on it. I presume that they are Loctited, because I can't do it by hand, which is a lie. Do it by hand all the time. Oh, you're on about that. Right. Let's get a bit of traditional. The most satisfying sound in the world is a ratchet. And a woman having a crisis. Right, there we go. Oh yeah, I think that has at some point probably had a bit of Loctite on it, but that hasn't been out for a while. Normal servicing, there's no need. But yes, that'll be wire brushed and cleaned up. I might at one point have a go at replating, but I think you need acid and stuff like that. I don't know, I'll have a look into it. I haven't really got the room to piss about, which is a shame, because I do watch some very, very good channels who have you know, literally all the gear and they know how to use it. See, this is the separating difference between me and a professional. They know what they're doing. I got into maintaining stuff, mainly my bikes, because I hadn't got the money to put them into a garage. And of course there is the argument, when if you can't afford to run it, you shouldn't have it, but that is the argument of a twat. So yeah, that's how I got into it, and that's how a lot of people get into it. But my dad was a biker, and even though he wasn't particularly mechanically minded, you know, he'd have a go at most stuff. So I learnt by watching my dad going up the bike shops in my lunch hour when I was an apprentice, and you know, stuff like that. Oh, I've just found another fault. There you go. Can you see the problem? There should be a washer on the nut. Somebody's not bothered and it's crushed the rubber. Anyway, I think that's the 13, so I've got to go and bugger off and get another socket. I've got to get the correct Allen for this, or I'll get the other big dugger, and yes, we'll carry on. Just a little tip. This quite often will not have been moved, or it won't be greased or something like that, so it can be stiffer than a teenager with his first copy of Razzle. So pop a bolt back in, just, you know, wind it in halfway just to support the bracket, because if you don't support this bracket and you try and undo this, it will lift the whole thing out, and we don't want that. We want this not to move and that to undo. So I've just put a little extension on me Weir Hex. Best Allen keys you can buy. They fit beautifully. I have never had an Allen round off with these. And then I've just cracked that now, so that can be undone. We can whop that bolt out. The bracket can come out. Nice. I just thought it was a point worth mentioning. Yes. Word, it's getting a bit woolly and wild out. I can hear lots of banging and shit. Anyway, I'm sure I mentioned in an earlier video when we were... But Jesus, the world's falling in. When we were on about this hub, that I'm sure I said I couldn't remember mine having pinch bolts. That's because it doesn't. This is what I was struggling to remember. That is the proper Honda bolt for this, and it simply threads into the bottom bit, and there is no pinch bolt. I will double check that, but I couldn't remember mine having a pinch bolt. I think what's happened here, and it's going to be two things: either somebody lost the original bolt, which is, you know, probable, and they've just got a bolt with the correct thread, it's too long, and they've put a pinch bolt on it, or that's completely fucky boo-barred, and they've had to put this in to pinch it up together because they've shagged the thread in there, which is not the end of the world, because we can just reuse this. I'll just put a washer at the top so it actually bites into the washer and not the thing. So yes, it's not the end of the world by any means.
Hello. Hang on. Slurpage.
See, you don't get this on Vice Grip Garage or anything like that. Right, I've got the other bolt out. It was a 13mm head, and as suspected, the threads in this bottom half have been fucked, because that just drops straight in, so that proves that the threads are knackward in that. But this does work, and I will take it back. They had actually put a washer either side, so I'm happy with that. That is the kind of fix I'd do, unless obviously you were doing a total strip of the bike. If you knew someone that could alley weld, they could alley weld that hole, tap it out. If you were restoring the bike, that's the route I would go down, possibly. But hopefully, because they're loose, the bracket's loose, the arm is out of the way, it doesn't need to come off, but we've just swung it out of the way by undoing that. It won't pull through because there's a pin on the other side, but it will now. When big tit nuts off, it should allow the axle to pull through. I'm doing hand gestures. Pull through. I think that's only a 10mm holding the plastic guard on, but that can stay on. But now might be a good time to show you the adjustment. I'm going to do it with a large screwdriver. See? Oh, that moves lovely. It's a little bit gritty, but it does move. Oh, we're already into the next hole, look. That's good. But you can see the adjustment happening, look. It's a brilliant design, absolutely brilliant. Obviously copied by Ducati and all that lot, but I do believe it was Honda that made, I might be wrong on this, but certainly on production bikes I do believe Honda was the first to do a Pro Arm, as they call it, a single-sided swing arm. I may be wrong. I am happy to sit corrected on that one. And it came about through faster wheel changes in endurance racing, when literally there was a wheel to go and it was buzz, whack, buzz, off you go. And that's how you got your split fork bottoms as well on a hinge and stuff like that. I'm not sure how they do it today because I don't follow bike racing, to be honest. I've got nothing against it at all, I just don't follow it. So yes, that is moving nice and freely, slightly gritty, so obviously it will clean the insides out. So I will continue now, and I think that's in the 40s, and I'm not sure whether I've got a socket for it or whether I just used an effing big adjustable last time. I've got a funny feeling I used an effing big adjustable. But what I might do, just to give us a bit more clearance of stuff, is loosen the chain guard, the other part of the chain guard, and just swing it out of the way. Again, there's no need to remove it, just swing it out of the way. And then when this nut's out, this should all split. Your cush drive is in here, and all the sprocket and everything all come off that way. That's the plan anyway. Whether it actually will is a whole new chapter. I'm in a chipper mood today. This is good. This is very good. We like a chipper, Jimmy. Yes, we do. And we like chips as well. So, yeah, it works.
I just turned the AC/DC off, so not to get a copyright strike.
I am getting copyright strikes on the theme tune I used for the introduction, which is, it is royalty-free music, but the author of that music, or the musician, does put a copyright strike on every time you use it. It doesn't affect the video, you can still use the music, but I think there's a potential that if the channel ever gets big enough to be monetized, because we're actually now over 1,000 subscribers, but I am always well short on watch hours, which is understandable because my content is shite, that may be an issue in the future. So I may have to just change the theme tune. Sorry, I'm gonna do, is it Little Britain? I wrote the theme tune, played the theme tune, sang the theme tune. Either that, or I'll just not bother with one and we'll just go straight into videos. I'll probably put a shoestring shed header up and then go straight into a video. So we'll see. Or I might just make my own music up like Roverman Paul does and some craziness there. Anyway, this is a 36mm nut. And I happen to have
Clicky, click, click.
a 36mm shallow socket, which I believe actually, I may be wrong on this. You're usually wrong, Jim. You fuckwit. It's to take the oil filter off the Rover, the cap of the oil filter, or it's, I think the Mercedes might be a finger wag. The Mercedes might be a thing, but anyway, I bought it for one of the cars. But bugger me backwards, it fits. So that's good. I've just got to do a bit of unpeening there. Get a little chisel in or a little screwdriver bait and just unpeen it. And then I can have a go at spongulating this thing off. Nice. Oh, look, little spider. Little spider made a house in a boat. Get the flamethrower. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, look, it's Uncle Barnyard. What have you been doing, Uncle Barnyard?
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Fucking Christmas. Oh, yes, it's December. Anyway, we've unpeened the nut, and we've just tried to move it using the... And we've both about shat ourselves. So we're going to see if a bit of violence with a power tool will do it. I'm guessing 5 Ugadugs.
Yes.
Right, ready?
Done it.
Beautiful. There are times when a big tool in your hand works wonders. Yes. Ugaduggers for the win. Anyway, got it loosened, but I still can't... Oh, hang on. I nearly went into a bit of Alan then. Right, let's do a bit of Alan. It's overdue. Hello. I managed to get a 36mm socket onto the hub nut, and it fit just perfectly. I then gave it an Ugadug, and the nut span. I was so relieved. Tracy bought me another cup of coffee. Thanks, Tracy. Yeah, I'm running out of Alan. Or am I? Anyway, even though she loosened my nuts, I couldn't get the hand job to finish it. Yeah, that's enough, Alan. Anyway, yeah, the Ugadug has done the job. It's loosened the nut. And obviously I unpeened. You're supposed to use a new nut every time, I think, and repeen. At least that's what they say in the service data. But remember, in service data they have to legally cover their bottom for idiots. Chain guard's off. Problem with the chain guard, Uncle Steve's going to have to get his suntan machine out. Yes, it's broke at the drain hole. Either that or we'll just find another one. That's probably easier. It is secure when it's bolted because it's not gone all the way through. But it's a little job for Steve. Uncle Steve, if he wants one. Either that or we'll just get another one. And then we can have a spare. So, yes. So, I can't hand job it. It's a very fine thread. It's like a fork top thread. Try saying that when you're pissed. So it's a very, very, very fine thread, which is cool. And if this hasn't been apart for a while, I'm expecting that thread to have a bit of rust on it and generally be drier than a nun's crutch. Yes, so I am going to have to uggery-duggery it off. Right, let's get the old socket down. Let's... Believe it or not, oh yeah, look. Yes, we've got a bit of rustage, and we've also got... I had to strap my notes. Yeah, chance. Yeah, oh, look at this. Yes, we've got a bit of rustage in there, in the, what do you call it, keyhole. So, we've got big nut, 36mm, big washer, and then we've got a smaller little thrusty washer there. Come on, you bugger. I've got no fingernails. Oh, there we go. Little thrusty washer. Yes, this looks like it's in need of a little bit of lubrication. But fortunately, nothing else goes on this. It's just the nut. You can see how fine it is. The threads. So yeah, it would be very easy to bugger that up. And if you bugger that up, you've fecked the whole axle, basically. Actually, a cush drive cover should come off now, shouldn't it? So we've got do. Let's put those in order, and then we can always stick a cable tie around it. And we know, even if we have to dump the project for a little while, when you come back to it, you know the sequence of something without having to get the book of fook out. I wonder if this will pop out now, the old cush drive. It should do. Oh, that's moving. That's moving lovely. Ooh. Let's just introduce a bit of friendly persuasion and see if we can just... I've got... I watched a bit of Shane McGowan's funeral the other day where they sang Fairy Tale of New York, and I am not ashamed to say that is a song that without fail at Christmas time will make me cry. Don't know why music has this effect, but it does. A lot of songs make me cry, and I make no apologies for it. I would sooner be an emotionally fluid person than someone who bottles shit up. Anyway, I'm going to require 2 hands for this. Not something I say all that often. I'm going to start disassembling this. Nice. I love you, baby, but you don't love me, you bitch. Lovely. Let's drop the chain of pain off. Okay. Now,
Can you see me?
right. There's your eccentric cam. And as you can see, the axle is, dry. Now, I have some proper spline grease, which is meant for like BMW shaft drives, Honda Goldwing shaft drives, etc, etc, shite like that. And basically it's a really, really good, nice, long-lived grease that it's going to need, because these are, let's get a clean, relatively clean finger. Nothing, look. They're, yes, dry as a nun's crutch, as I like to say. So there's a big fuck off bearing in there. I won't get my finger in there just yet. I'll go and put some gloves on. Shit. But this axle should just knock through now. But that is one part of the hubbage, and the obviously the cush drive is this side. There we go. Green ones. Now, cush drives usually, when they do normally split on the links. I don't even know whether you can fucking say. They do normally split on the links. Nice to see a bit of grease on that bearing. But we will give it a test, make sure it's feeling alright. But all these are okay. They're absolutely fine. They just split, which can make them a bit of a twat to get back in sometimes on a normal bike. But on this one, at least we can, you know, it's dead easy to split. We've got this. It's all in there. It's in pretty good condition. It's just, let's say it's not had the kind of maintenance it would get if it lived with me. That's all I'm saying basically. But we can see the cam operate now. Look, there we go, and it's moving lovely. It's moving really nicely. We can just take that out as a unit, just pop it out, because I'm not certain whether that axle just pushes through these bearings or whether the bearings are pressed on. I can't remember, and the only way to know really, I'm just right, that's the whole range of its normal service adjustment, is literally you're moving the axle from there to over here. It's a great design. It's basically the same design as, let's call it but smaller, in the ZX10 and in the big Quackers. So it's the same thing. And the thing to do with the big Quackers used to be turn the adjusters upside down, so you got a little bit more ground clearance. Because when the ZX10 was out, of course, it was it was Kawasaki's sports bike. You know, it was their top sports bike. I know they had ZXRs and stuff like that, but if you wanted a big capacity sports bike, you had the ZX10. So yes, so I'm going to be having a gentle play with this. Yeah, cool. I should be able to open this up a little bit more as well, gently. Yeah, good. I am quite happy with the fact that that's moving all right, and you know, it's not required any gorillaing. When I had my NC24, this was a reet bastard. Mine was basically not seized into place, but pretty well in there, and it did require basically a whole weekend working on it to get it free and operational, and I'm hoping this one will be better. The signs are it's not had the preventative maintenance that I like to do on bikes, and that's no disrespect to the previous owners or anything like that. They probably can't do it, or they're not confident enough to do it. I totally get that. And it's also something that when I used to go at the bike shop, if something came in for like its yearly big service, when you had your tappets done and all that lot, he would do a chassis service as well. So the swing arm bearings would be out and greased, you know, the back arm, all the back would be out and greased and checked, and he'd do the lot without fail. Every single pivot point, like your pegs and stuff, they'd be oiled, because he taught me the trick to do it, and that was to spray a little bit of, he used to use a lot of Putoline, and used to spray like their version sort of 3-in-1 in there, and then you wiggle, and the capillary action obviously takes it down the pin, and then they were like butter. So yeah, so I'm going to crack on with this. What I might do is give this an experimental little twattage with the rubber mallet and just see if the axle, I'm doing it again, the axle moves, because I'm not so sure. I'm sure this literally just pulls through now, and I'm not going to look at a service book because I want to sort of work it out myself. So I'm going to give this a little experimental whoopage with the rubber mallet, which is here. As far as I know, there's not a nut that goes in through the back here. Hey, there's an easy way to do this, look. Can I get, oh, I can't get my fat rod in. That'll be a first. Yeah, that's a straight through. Oh, look. Because I've had back wheels up on these before I had any kit, by basically chucking a chisel through the middle and resting it on car jacks, and I got the wheel off that way. Anyway, let's you're going to come with me on this journey, so if it goes wrong you will know. The cam moved, and I believe the axle moved as well. Okay, cool. Well, actually, if the cam comes out, that's even better, because I can then strip this down as much as I need to and clean it up, get in here and clean it up, because as you can probably already see, there's a bit of expected scuttage around the side. New word, copyright me. Because obviously these, apart from chain adjustment, these don't get touched, and it's alloy and it's Britain. We salt the roads. Even if you ride in the spring, there's still salt residue. I mean, we're salting, you know, well into March and April sometimes. So yeah, it's always worth doing this, but at least by doing this we can pop it out. Let's get back in the stand. There you go, expert camera work as usual, Jim. And we can do it. So I'm going to carry on thrushing. This won't damage the threads. If you are going to thrush it and you haven't got a rubber mallet, you've only got the Thor. I wouldn't like to be in the back of the head with that one. If you've got a new nut or you whatever, put your nut on the end and give it a gentle thrushing. If this is C solid, it's only sort of going to be heat and patience that's going to fix it. Don't wail on it. It's just, you know, you make yourself pain and trouble. Nice. A little bit sticky at the end there. There we go, that's out. So let's have a look. Oh yes, you can see, can't you? There, yes, we're scutty in there. But the actual cam, this is the cam. Not bad. Not bad at all. And those bearings actually feel pretty damn good. I'm fairly sure those bearings are pressed on, but you don't know. But that is basically where I wanted to get today. I've got the rear caliper up on the thing. That's had its initial with gold paint, but yeah, this is basically what I wanted to get done today, is just check the condition of this. It's no different to, you know, whipping the rear axles out of a normal flatulence of a normal bike, but by the looks of it, this is going to clean up all right with a bit of brake clean, degreaser. I'll get my, you know, my non-abrasive Dremel wheels in here, and we'll just get rid of as much of this ground-in scuttage as we can. I don't think it's damaged the castings or anything like that, but you know, we'll get a bit of brake cleanage on here and we'll let it drip over everything because we're like that. But what I shall do for now is put the nuttage back on the end of the shaftage. Nice. And we'll just rest it on its studs, out the way of any drippage. We'll just chuck that there. But the bearings didn't feel too bad. The ones I've just felt in there felt okay. So yes, we are good. And Uncle Steve, I should do a picture of Uncle Steve, really, shouldn't I? Let's do it. Uncle Steve, he does like that picture of it's actually called Naughty Hagrid, because I suppose there are some pervs out there somewhere that, you know, like Harry Potter porn and all that lot. I suppose it's no different to hentai, really. Don't know. We won't go into that subject. Otherwise I'll need a wank. Anyway, let's put a little bit of brake clean in there and pour most of it on myself, which is normal, perfectly normal. But at least it's evaporatos. And we'll just get some going up here, and it just gets it starting to soak in. And then if it needs a heavier degrease, well, then I've got something to do tomorrow. Yeah. Well, it's not too bad. I think most of it's just surface. We're going to have a new word for dirt, scuntage, because it sounds filthy. Let's see what we've got there. Is that a sticker? Oh yeah. Oh, it's a sticker in Japanese. I think what that originally was, I'm pretty sure the sticker went all the way along here. We might be able to get a repro, and I'm sure it was the chain adjustment marker sort of thing. Might be wrong, but it might be right. So yeah, I feel like Bob Ross and his paintbrush now. Actually, I watched a documentary on Bob Ross the other day. Obviously he's not as big in the UK as he is in America, but everybody pretty much knows who Bob Ross is, and how he was basically shat upon. Other people basically made a hell of a lot of money out of him, like millions, and he signed over basically the rights to absolutely everything he did to promote this other person's paint products, basically. And they basically kept all the money, and any money he left in his will, I think, went to them or their company and stuff like this. It was quite a sad life, actually, for a guy that was, on screen at least, very happy. Turns out he's getting rogered left, right and centre by this other couple who basically held him to ransom, which is a shame. A real shame. And we do come across people like that in our lives. So the more you can do for yourself, or your nice little group of mates, the better. Right, well, that's going to be it for this video, guys and gals. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've learnt something along with me. Doubtful, but I hope so. And yes, I'm only going to make one New Year's resolution this year, because I don't normally, because I don't really do New Year. I love Christmas now, absolutely love it. I went through a period of many years, 20, 30 years of hating it, but I love Christmas now. I love the atmosphere, food, obviously, but I've never done New Year's. It was my dad's birthday, New Year's Day, and as a kid I always found it a pain in the arse. because you'd saved up your pocket money to get him a Christmas present, and then bloody hell, a week later you had to do it again. But it's always selfish reasons. So yeah, and I've never been one to really celebrate New Year either, because usually, I'm sure some of you are the same, it's sort of same shit, different day. So yeah, I've never been a big fan of New Year. I don't think I ever will be. Will I lose sleep over it? Absolutely not. Anyway, my New Year is to get my gob fixed. I am only really scared of one thing. Sorry, two things. Women and dentists. Dentists petrify me, absolutely petrify me, but I found a brilliant one. And I was meant to have a load of treatment last year, or this year, sorry. But obviously I've had COVID shit tons of times and stuff like that. So I'm a respectful person. If I've got anything like that, I keep well away from other people. But yes, but I've got an appointment. Stop banging your head, Jim. For the end of this month, and we're going to get all this shit sorted out, because I would like my smile back. So that's going to be it. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, whatever you're up to. And if it's anything involving naked females, send nudes. No. I'd like to say I was joking. Anyway, that's going to be it for this one. I am going to do some more cleaning, but I'm going to have some breaking of the fast now, and just basically piss around for the rest of the weekend, and that's what I'm going to do. And where you're sat now is where Phyllis parks, so I'm afraid we're going to have to end this video. Get Phyllis back in the dry. But yeah, Uncle Steve gave me a couple of really good snap-on Dugger-Duggers, and I think without this Dugger-Dugger I would have struggled to have done that. So yes, I'm happy with my progress today. I've done exactly what I wanted to do. I'm going to do a little bit more research into the assembly of that hub, because I'm not sure whether that axle was pressed on. I don't think it is, because I'm pretty sure I split mine on mine and cleaned the cam. My cam was corroded, and I'm pretty sure I split it all down, because I think it's just like an oil seal type bearing, if you know what I mean. So yes, we'll do that, but we'll get the Dremel in this, we'll get some degreaser on it, and the next time you see this swinging arm, I can't remove the swinging arm at the moment because the upper stand actually goes through the swing arm pivot, but at some point we might take it out and give it a bloody good clean up, because it does make it easier when it's out of the bike. I'm going to do that again, out of the bike. And while we've got everything off, obviously I want to strip and lube the suspension linkages. Steve might want to get the spring on the shock re-powder coated and blasted. That's if I've got the know-how and the capability of actually disassembling one of those shocks, because I think you have to use miniature spring compressors anyway. I'm waffling now, and that's for a totally different video. Or you can just put a newer replacement shock in, whatever. You know, this is very much my task here, is to assess if the bike's a worthy project, which it is, and just get the basics done, and let's get her through an MOT. If we need to do any tarting or modifying further on, that's up to Uncle Steve. I've got a funny feeling though that he might use it for a little while and then it might be up for sale. If it is, you guys will be the first to know, but it also might, we'll see how next year goes, might come and live with Uncle Jimmy, because I'd like another little 400, but we'll see. It's a long way in the past, and you just wait till you see the next project. I can't wait, I really can't wait. Anyway, I'm waffling. See you later, guys.